Welcome to the NBA Pub Hub, Pub Sports Radio, Wednesday, December 8th. Ian Cameron, Skee Profit, Dutch Boy Fresh, Trot Wham. A Wednesday NBA card, loaded card. We got 13 games to discuss here on this big Wednesday card. Let's get right to it. We've got start with the New York Knicks and the Indiana Pacers. We got the Pacers 5-point home favorites in this game, 209 the total. In this one, of course, the Indiana Pacers, we've talked about their inconsistency, not really being able to get any sort of traction going or win streak. Now's another opportunity for them to show us they can do that. They snapped a 4-game losing streak on Monday night, beating Washington 116 to 110. We'll see if they can carry that over here into this game. The New York Knicks took care of business against a streaking San Antonio team that was playing better. The Knicks cool them off a little bit, 129-109, although it was a big scheduling and spot advantage for the Knicks last night. Rested team, Spurs on the back-to-back, coming back home after a road trip. Knicks took advantage of that. Now it's the Knicks on the second night of back-to-back games going into this one. These teams met just last month. New York won at home 92-84. Pacers won before that 111-98 here in this one. I usually like, to back the Knicks catching points. They've 7-4 ATS on the road. I lean just slightly to them, but the back-to-back kind of keeps me off it here a little bit in this game. So I'll just lean Knicks. It's not going to be a bet likely for me. Skee, what do you think, Knicks Pacers?
Yeah, I'm not betting this game, but if I had to, neither team plays defense. Both bottom 10 defensive rated teams over the last 5 games. And even though they play at a slow pace, still New York over 5 of their last 6, Pacers over 6 of their last 7. I'm just, as far as the side, I don't know how much these guys on the trade block for the Pacers are going to want to play. So we'll see tonight. I don't think they'll play much defense. They haven't been playing much defense anyway. I would be playing this game up and over.
Yeah, I think that's probably the way I'd lean too. The last 2 games head-to-head were low scoring and way under the total, but current form, both of these teams have been trending over the last few games. Dutch, you like anything here?
Yeah, real quick salute to the ladies, gents, and DJs for tuning in. You already know it's all love. Hit that motherfucking like button like I just hit that Planet LA Kush cake. Get you right where you need to be. Yeah, man. Shit. Real quick with this one. Yeah, shout out to my guy Kevin. Ray Charles, I see you, my dude. 420 Fuego, Curtis Berry. But yeah, man, y'all can back with this motherfucker. You said enough about it for me.
All right, Ram. How about you?
Shout out to Kevin DeFreitas. You already know we got love for Kevin DeFreitas, bro. We appreciate you, man. This is exactly what this shit is. This is a backwood like a motherfucker, bro. Why this line is like this? That's why I'm confused, bro. Why is this line favored for Indiana Pacers? I want to take the Knicks, but I'm gonna stay away.
Yeah, it's when you look at the Knicks though too. Recently, they've actually had some days off. So they had 2 days off before the San Antonio game. So this is not the same like really strenuous, tough, fatigued type of back-to-back that maybe you'd see otherwise going into this game. So keep an eye on that. It's not the worst spot for the Knicks. That's why I lean that. If this gets any higher, I'm going to put something on New York here. Chicago, Cleveland. We've got Cleveland 3-point home favorites, 211.5 the total in this one. Isn't it something that the Chicago Bulls, who are 17-8, they've played outstanding basketball, red hot as can be. They're underdogs in this game. Pretty telling sign, if you ask me. They've won 4 in a row, covered 4 in a row. Charlotte, New York, Brooklyn, Denver in the last 4 games for this Bulls team. But Chicago's coming into this one very much a banged-up group. Patrick Williams, Kobe White, Matt Thomas, Javonte Green, DeMar DeRozan, Alex Caruso, all of them out. Stanley Johnson also may not play for game time decision right now. So very much a weakened Bulls lineup tonight in this game against the Cavaliers, who will just continue to cover point spreads. Even the last game against Milwaukee, they got there by the hook. 8.5-point dogs. They lose by 8 against Milwaukee. We'll take it. I was on Cleveland there, and I've been riding this Cavaliers team. 8 straight point spread covers during this stretch with all the personnel that's out for Chicago. And you factor in they've got Miami, the Heat, coming up December 11th. That's their next game. I think this is a line that's telling right here. Cleveland's favored. They're favored for a reason. I'm laying the points with the Cavs. Skee, what do you think here, Bulls and Cavs?
Yeah, like you said, the line is telling, right? They've won 4 in a row, and now they come in their dogs. It's all those bodies that are out. I mean, a lot of them are starters and just guys who matter in general. And like you said, Cleveland's been playing well. They've covered 8 straight. Everybody's healthy over there, and they do a lot of things that I look for in teams to cover point spreads, like defending the three well. They're top 10 as far as last 5 games, top 5 in defensive rating and rebound percentage. So I like Cleveland in this spot as well.
All right. Yeah, it's just one of those, just a depleted Bulls team, red hot Cavalier team. Chicago, nice run. But let's be honest, when you look at the opponents lately, Brooklyn, New York, Denver, this is not the same, opponent that might stimulate the Bulls maybe as much as some of those recent opponents. So it's another factor, another element to factor in here. Dutch, what do you think here? Cavaliers, Bulls.
Yeah, man. Shout out to our guy Zachary, Nets Bets, the hook. Hey, Nets Bets. I'm glad you was on the right side of that. That's some lucky ass shit, though. I don't know how the Mavericks give that one away. Hey, maybe they're a little tired, though. But yeah, good. Whenever any one of our guys goes to the window, never mad, never mad. Good shit on that. But yeah, man, I second everything y'all said. Y'all both pretty much said everything I would have said. They simply just they're missing too many motherfucking too many bodies. They play tough games. They did rise up against Denver, even without DeRozan. But DeRozan's a lot to this team. The Cavs are a team that we like to back, especially coming off of 2 losses. I think this is kind of a feel-good spot right here. I did lock it in at 2.5. I love the 3. The 4-0 ATS last 4 after a loss. 4-0 ATS at the house last 4. And, they're 10-1-1 against the number of the last 10. So let's make it motherfucking 9. And let's get the Cavs at the house.
All right, Wham.
Yeah, I'm taking the Cavs first quarter. We know they're a really good first quarter team. It's bounce back time. They covered the last first quarter as well against the Bucks. I think they should be able to do this again in this spot. I took it at -1. I think you might be getting -1.5. So I wouldn't really, jump to the run straight scream there, but I would run straight scream to Lauri Markkanen over 2.5 3-point makes. He's definitely going to have a little bit of motivation here going against his old team, especially when they down a whole guy, down a whole MVP candidate, if you may say, DeMar DeRozan, what he's been proving to this team. So I think that's a big loss. I do like the Cavs to come here and win by margin, but I took the first quarter and I took Lauri Markkanen to have over 2.5 3-point makes.
Yeah, Lauri Markkanen, of course, big return here. Big return recently for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Definitely helps them out quite a bit. All right, we have Washington and Detroit next up. Wizards and Pistons. Wizards 5-point road favorites here, 210.5, 211 the total. We hear the dog is the barking dog. Is there a barking dog in this game for the Detroit Pistons? I don't think so. I am taking Detroit here in this game. No barking dog here. You might hear one in the background. There ain't one in this game, in my opinion, with the Detroit Pistons. I don't trust them. I really want to lay the 5 with Washington. I do. I know Washington's going through a tough time. I get it. They've come reverted back down to earth a little bit, cooled off after the great start to the season. They're just 3-6 in their last 9 games. You look at most of the losses, though. Cleveland playing better, Charlotte, Pacers, Raptors, not the greatest losses, but to me, I think this is a bounce back opportunity here. And when you match up the 2 rosters right now, you still got to favor Washington here going into this game a little bit. To me, the Pistons have just been rough the last couple of games. You look at Detroit's last few games, blown out by Portland, blown out by Phoenix. They lose by 11 against the OKC Thunder in their last game. So it's not been pretty for this Pistons team. Washington's ever going to be in a spot where you can maybe get to the window with them laying points on the road. It's this one. So I'm going to take a shot here. It's not a best bet, but I'll go with Washington here -5. I just think if this ain't the spot for them to get back on track, when's it going to happen? And I'll take my chances with Dinwiddie, Beal, Caldwell, Pope, Kuzma, and Gafford over basically. I like Grant and I like Cunningham, and not much else left on this Detroit team after those 2 guys. So I'm laying the 5 here with Washington. Skee, anything Wizards, Pistons?
Yeah, I took the Wizards, man. I took them at -6, and I got the worst of the number. Market doesn't agree. And it's, Detroit is more rested than the Wizards. Before their last game, I think they had 3 days off, so they're pretty fresh. But I just kind of look at it like how you said the last game, Ian. The numbers kind of telling. Like Wizards lost 3 straight, right? Now they're favorites by 5 points on the road. It's because Detroit is terrible. Like Detroit, they've lost 9 games in a row. 6 of the last 7 have all been by 6 or more. And I just like to fade teams that have lost 5 or more games in a row, especially early in the season until the bookmakers definitely adjust to how bad they are. And I just think they're trying to scare you off Washington with the number, and I'm not going to be scared like the Wizards.
All right, exactly. I agree with that. Don't be scared. Take Washington. I would agree with that. Dutch, what do you think here? Washington, Detroit.
Yeah, shout out to our guy Star Trial THC RZA. And man, real talk, I agree with everything y'all said. Smack that motherfucking like button like these Wizards about to smack that motherfucking ass. You know what we say? There's levels to this shit. And yeah, man, the Wizards haven't been playing very good basketball of late, but they're simply a better team, a better roster than the fucking Detroit Pistons. I took it at 5.5. Skee touched on it. The Pistons have lost 9 in a row. 5 of the last 6 have been at least by 11 points per game or more. I just look for the Wizards in a nice spot here. When you go down and just check the boxes, they check that they average more points per game by 6. They average more rebounds per game. They average more assists per game. They shoot 6% better from the field at 46% than Detroit. They shoot better from the 3. I think as long as they show up tonight, this should be a clear double-digit win for the Wizards. I like the roster. Harrell off the bench. Dinwiddie will be in the lineup. I think it's a big piece because without him, they really don't have anyone else to run that guard. I know they bring Neto off the bench, but I'm not too high on that. I believe my guy Ray Charles like Kuzma over the rebound prop. No props here in this game for me. Just Wizards handle motherfucking business.
All right, Wham.
Yeah, this is a backwood for me. I'll just leave it to you guys with this game. I just feel like this is just some bum fight ass shit, and you've seen these guys create bum fight atmospheres with the Washington Wizards and the Detroit Pistons. So I'm that way.
All right, we have Philadelphia and Charlotte. These two teams actually meeting for the second straight game. It's second straight venue. It's the last game was in Charlotte, and so is this one. 127, 124 in overtime for Philadelphia against Charlotte just a couple of days ago, playing each other tonight. Philadelphia again. Philadelphia 6-point road favorites, 214 the total in this one. I don't know if I'm going to bet it. Probably won't. I lost with Philly the other night. I kind of leaned to Philly again tonight. Like they got a little bit of a sweat, a little bit of a close call from the Hornets the other night. Maybe they take this team just a little bit more seriously, play a little bit better for 4 full quarters tonight in this game against Charlotte. But you look at the scheduling elements for Philadelphia. They're home to Utah last night. Maybe a look ahead. That concerns me a bit. I lean Philly. I ain't going to bet it. So this is my backwood here if for this card, this game between the Hornets and the Sixers. Skee, what do you like here? Philly and Charlotte, part 2.
Yeah, last time I made the mistake of backing Philadelphia when I should have just bet Embiid props. So, I don't want to make that same mistake here. I still feel the same way about the game. I think Charlotte is too small, and I still don't have faith in them. They're not going to have Ish Smith, LaMelo, Rozier. I don't have faith in those guys. So I'll lean Embiid points and rebounds. I'm not going to bet any props today, but if I'm playing this game, that's what I would bet.
Yeah, and I lean over, but I stayed off the over. It was high scoring. Charlotte's trend the previous meeting the other night. Charlotte's trending over in consecutive games, but both coaches weren't thrilled with the defensive effort the other night. So, and with it being back to back, sometimes you see it, right? First game over, second game under, or first game under, second game over. You do see that quite a bit when it's the same two teams back to back games against each other. So that's why I'm going to stay off it for the total. Dutch, how about you? Philly, Charlotte.
Yeah, man. Fuck this. Embiid's ass and both of these motherfucking teams right now. This game's a clear backwood. Motherfucking Reggie Bush backwood. Yeah, man.
All right, Wham, Philly, Charlotte.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be points today, though, Ian. Like you guys said, it's no defense being played. I don't think on either end here. I do expect Kelly Oubre to still play up to what he did to the last game. Not really 35 points or something crazy like that, but I do expect him to still get the attempts from 3. So I did take the Kelly Oubre over 3.5 3-point makes. Again, he's been hitting over this, getting about 11 attempts. I expect that to happen again in this game. As far as the side here, I don't think that Philadelphia is taking advantage of what's wrong with the defense for the Hornets, and they don't really guard the 3. That's the problem. These guys only taking 10 threes, only making 10 threes a game over the last 5 games in the Philadelphia 76ers, while these guys are averaging like the worst and giving it up in Charlotte at 16, 17 threes and makes a game. So they need to shoot more threes. That's the reason why they haven't really had a a blowout situation in this game. So I don't want to touch it that point, but I do expect some points here. I do like the over as well.
All right, we got the Oklahoma City Thunder, Toronto Raptors. Toronto minus 7.5 at home, 206 the total in this game. Raptors have put a couple of back-to-back home wins together after a big slump, beating Milwaukee and Washington, two pretty solid victories in a row for the Raptors. So things starting to look up again. It looks like it's still we're waiting on OG Anunoby to come back. It's still not going to be tonight, maybe not anytime soon, but look, the Raptors have gotten some good performances the last couple of games. Precious Achiuwa has been pretty solid in the center spot with Kem Birch out, which has been good to see. Scotty Barnes is becoming more and more of a willing shooter and a scorer for the Raptors, which is excellent to see. It's been a great rookie year for Scotty Barnes. I could see that going again here in this game against OKC. You know, I kind of think this is the kind of price range here with the Raptors. Like, I'm never really comfortable with Toronto minus 7.5 point home favorites against anybody. I would lean Thunder here. There's a prop I love on the OKC side tonight. SGA. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is playing in his home country tonight in Toronto, which is an hour away from his hometown, which is my hometown, Hamilton. You see the sign in the background here. This is a guy that's fired up to play well tonight. He returned from a concussion in the last game for the Thunder against the Detroit Pistons and had 30 points in that game for OKC. He ended up having a monster game that night. He's going to be playing close to family and friends. Again, Hamilton's just an hour from Toronto. He's going to be fired up to have a big game tonight against the Raptors here. It's one of my favorite props. And I love LaMarcus Aldridge. My best bet was the prop last night. LaMarcus Aldridge over 14.5. Kind of the same thing, right? In Big D, he's a Dallas guy, played his college basketball at the University of Texas, and he had a nice offensive game against the Mavericks last night in that comeback for Brooklyn. Kind of the same thing here. You got a guy close to home. He's going to want to put on a show. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander here for over points tonight for the Oklahoma City Thunder. What do you think here, Skee, OKC and Toronto?
Yeah, you're probably gonna be the only one watching this game, Ian.
I may not even be watching it, to be honest.
I'm good on this one, man. Back with this.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's got that feel to it. You're right. Dutch OKC. Although I really do like the SGA prop. I love that.
You can lead the backward up for me, but real quick, hey, I don't like you, motherfucker. Worried about my hat, man. You know this shit is too fresh, bro, with your stink ass breath. It's too nice. Shout out to my guy Turnsy in the chat. I see you, bro. And everybody, be sure to like the video and share the video real quick right now. Muchly appreciated. And go ahead, Big Show. Come with those. Keep posting those hated ass comments about this hat. I ain't mad at you, bro.
All right, Wham. Are you deferring on this game as well?
You muted, bro.
You're muted.
I had you go.
There you go. Yeah, you had me, bro. I was loving it. I was loving it. No, I forgot what game we were talking about, but now I can see it in the chat. They're asking about Lou Dort. I wouldn't take Lou Dort today, and I didn't take him today because the Mavericks are playing really good defense beyond the perimeter. They're allowing only 10 3-point makes from opponents. I'm not trying to jump in front of that. I think they got the guys to close down on the perimeter. I like the under in this game. I think it's going to be defense play. These guys got smacked up. You've seen them play a little bit better defense than that game. Maybe they can continue that motivation and caring OKC has and play a little bit more defense. I think I like the under here.
Yeah, Toronto's usually an under team. They've gone under in 4 straight, so I wouldn't argue unnecessarily with looking under the total in this one. Milwaukee Bucks, Miami Heat. Milwaukee 6.5 point road favorites here, 216.5 the total in this game. I mean, Miami's just really, really scuffling along right now with so many of their key guys out. I mean, Butler out, Bam Adebayo out once again. That's been status quo for them for the last several games with those two guys missing in action. And they've really had a tough time without him. Let's be honest. 1-4 straight up, 1-4 against the spread their last 5 games. Denver, Cleveland, Milwaukee, and Memphis losses in those games. The only victory was against inconsistent Indiana Pacers team. Now it's a revenge spot for Miami. They got beaten down by Milwaukee 124-102 just over the weekend. So you got that working for you, but boy, they're just not really playing all that well without a full complement. And with this shorthanded group, don't know if I'm willing to trust them here. So it's a pass for me. I mean, Miami's certainly going to be incentivized after getting destroyed by Milwaukee last weekend, but they're just having a tough time right now with no Jimmy Butler and no Bam Adebayo, and that could mean another feast for Yanni tonight, down low for the Milwaukee Bucks in this game tonight. So I worry about that a bit. I actually lean Milwaukee, but I'm going to stay off this game. It's just tough right now to back the Heat. They're having a tough time with this shorthanded group at the moment. What do you think, Skee? Bucks Heat?
Yeah, no Jimmy, no Heat,
No
and
bueno.
yeah. If Bam is out, they got no paint protection, and it's the wrong team to have no paint protection against. So Bucks, they're the best first half team as far as point spread or margin goes. Plus 4.6 on the year, plus 5 last three. The Heat plus 0.1 on the year, but -7 their last three. I think Bucks minus 3 or 3.5 in the first half is a deal.
Something out. Obviously, when they played over the weekend, these two teams, there was no Jimmy, there was no Bam. Believe it or not, there was no Giannis Antetokounmpo either, and they
Right.
still just absolutely drilled Miami in that game. And now he is going to play tonight, so that's why I think it could be more trouble. This is not, this is not a revenge spot I'm interested in with Miami. Let's put it that way. Dutch, what do you think? Bucks Heat.
Yeah, shout out to my guy, Mark, Nick. You already know it's Mando, Hundo, live views, real quick. Like that's Mando. Let's do that real quick. Yeah, Nets bets with the 5.5 on the Bucks. I like that, man. That's a good number, bro. Good shit. I'm right with y'all. I mean, someone in the chat said trifecta spot. Sounds like ski liking that too. I think, man, easy. First half first. I stay away from the first quarters. But I like that first half a lot, and I do like the full game. Wouldn't be mad at the first quarter. But yeah, man, you touched on it. These two teams did play recently. No Giannis, no Jamie. Now the Bucks still out rebounded them without Giannis in the lineup by 18 fucking rebounds. And you gonna tell me it's gonna get any better with Giannis out there? Miami had 56 points off the bench in that game, led by Struss with 25. That ain't happening again. You know what I'm saying? So I just look at this as a clear Milwaukee spot. They've won 10 of the last 11 games, 4-1 last 5 meetings. And, they did, they smacked them around in the playoffs, obviously. And remember, we were on that in the first week. We had a revenge spot for Miami. Miami beat them by 40 fucking 2 points, So Giannis remembers that. He hasn't got to get them back for that. So you put about 20 on this game, and then they averaged the 42. They matched the 42 that the motherfuckers beat them in game 1. So I like the Bucks here by 15 to 20, Mike. Fear the motherfucking deer, Miami. Yeah, man.
All right, Milwaukee all the time tonight for Dutch in this one. Wham, Bucks and Heat.
Yeah, man, I love this Bucks first half spot. The only thing I'm just as confused as this game as in the Pacers game. Like, why is this number not bigger for the Bucks? Aren't we confused? Like, are we confused or not? Like, Jimmy Butler's out, Bam is out. They don't really got nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they're relying on these guys to hit these jumpers, and it's been very inconsistent throughout the year. You know what I'm saying? So I think that being said, you got to go to Milwaukee and hit the trifecta spot like they said, man. Bucks first half, first full game. As soon as I get the word on everyone's in the lineup, I think it's just a rock solid thing. As no one on the injury report. This is a weird ass line. Why is am I only one that's thinking that? Like, is this a weird ass line? This should be a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, it was 6.5 and it dropped to 6. I didn't like that.
Yeah, it's no, I think because of the fact that it's Miami at home, they're giving them a little bit of a discount, I guess, if they're tax toward Miami, if you will. They're based on them being home. But Butler, some people saying Butler might play. I don't think he is, but
I think this is I do, Ian. Also, my bad. I think it's I don't think Butler's playing at all, but I do believe that they just beat him by 20. So I think they think, oh, Miami back at the house, just losing by 20. But like I said, man, you beat him by 42. That's a different story, and Giannis wasn't out there. So, but yeah, I didn't like. I agree with you a little bit, Wham. It's a little weird.
Yeah, Butler's out.
That's the only reason why I ain't on that.
Yeah, he's definitely out. No Butler tonight for Miami. Brooklyn, Houston. Brooklyn 3-point road favorites, 223.5 the total. Back-to-back spot. I ain't laying it with Brooklyn. No Durant tonight after the comeback win against Dallas. Clear Houston spot. But my goodness, we're talking just +3 with a much, much, much worse team compared to Brooklyn. I mean, so that's the tricky part. But I understand the money for Houston. It's not a Brooklyn spot at all. They came from behind. Great fourth quarter effort to beat Dallas. Made me very happy taking Brooklyn there, 102.99 last night. Now they're on the second night of back-to-backs. No Kevin Durant. And don't sell the Rockets short. They've won 6 in a row during this span. 6-0 straight up, 5-1 against the spread. A couple of good wins thrown in there against Chicago and Charlotte. Last 4, not so much. 2 against OKC, a win against Orlando, a win against New Orleans. So not exactly the greatest competition lately, but clearly a Houston spot. Clearly it isn't a Brooklyn spot. So yeah, I would probably only take Houston, but I'm probably not going to take it now at +3 when you could have had a much better number. Lean over the total. I could see Brooklyn after a good defensive effort last night. And I know they lose some offense with Durant, but I think you might see this game play over the total here a little bit. A little lack of defensive intensity for Brooklyn after the big win last night. And Houston's gone over the total in 3 straight. 224, 234, 226 total points. If we get that tonight, it goes over. So I might get there with the over at 223.5 here with the Nets and Rockets. Skee, what do you like here?
Yeah, earlier I was thinking Harden props, but they probably raised them all since KD and Eldridge are out now. I get the Rockets are playing good, but I can't back the Rockets if Kevin Porter Jr. is not in the lineup. So it'll be Nets or pass for me, and I'm just gonna pass. I like that. I mean, I like Houston has the rest advantage, but it's not enough. I don't like the lineup they have out there right now. So
yeah, no LaMarcus Aldridge. Out after playing well last night against Dallas. And Kevin Porter Jr. is confirmed out tonight with a thigh injury. It continues to bother him. This will be his second straight game out of the lineup. He missed the New Orleans game. They won that game 118-108, but we'll see if they can duplicate that against a much better opponent tonight without KPJ on the floor. Dutch, Brooklyn, Houston.
All right, so our guy Billy, he's thinking James going to have a game tonight. Appreciate you, Lance, for hitting the like. Ski, if you want to get up on some James Harden's props, go ahead and bet that motherfucking turnover over 4.5 +105.
Makes sense. He always wants to stick it to Houston, but you're going to get no value on them because they're now with KD out. You're right. They're going to pump up the
right.
Harden
Well, I would
prop.
bet under on every motherfucking prop on him, maybe, But to be honest with you, over on the turnovers, his ass. If I'm Houston, man, I lay that motherfucker on the ground every time. He's, he quit on the whole Houston organization. This crowd should be in his ass all fucking game long. I think James Harden's gonna have a rough night. I'm gonna back with this motherfucker because you missed all the value with the Cavs with the Rockets early. But I think the Rockets gonna win this game. And I know James Harden gonna have 7-8 motherfucking turnovers tonight. You watch his ass last night, giving it to fucking Dallas, man. Yeah, and the stat sheet it looks okay, but his ass, man, giving the fucking ball away. Houston Rockets win this game tonight.
There you go. Houston winning outright. So maybe just if you now that you didn't get the best of the number, bet money line if you want to take a few bucks on Houston.
Even now though, like I would do like a half unit money line period. It's nothing a guy really I want to fuck with. I just telling you right now, it's a Houston spot, and James Harden gonna have a rough motherfucking night in Houston.
Like this isn't just a little spot advantage. It's a big situational advantage for Houston. Rested. Brooklyn, after expending a lot of energy to come back against Dallas, no KD tonight, no Aldridge. So definitely advantage Houston from a scheduling perspective. But
shit on Houston, man.
You don't win games based on situational advantages. You win by playing on the court. And, you still worry about that sometimes with Houston. What do you think, Wham?
Yeah, I would agree with everyone what they're saying here as far as Houston. It probably is in a good spot here. I do like Houston props as well, even though, like my guy Skee said, the KPJ not being in the lineup, that kind of hurts them as far as ball movement here. You're relying on Eric Gordon, to be the ball mover. He's really going to try to score. That's the reason why I had 23 points last game. He's just going to try to score, bro. That's all he's about. But for that being said, though, I am on Christian Wood over 19.5 points. You could get it right now at +122 on FanDuel. I believe you're getting like +108 on Bovado or Bookmaker right now as well if you're dealing with those books there. But I like this bet a lot, man. He's getting at least 6 attempts from 3. He's getting about 20 points per game over the last 4 games. It seems like that's the new wave to run the ball through him beyond the arc. Try to get him at the top the key year with the mismatch. He could go blow by his opponents, a lot of slower opponents, or in regards to people that just really can't guard the perimeter. So I think that's what the plan is for Silas so far without KPJ. So that's the reason why I'm going with the Christian Wood over 19.5 points. He's hit it over the last 4 times again. I think this is a good spot.
All right, we have Utah and Minnesota next up. The Jazz, 6.5, 7 on the road as favorites here, 220 the total in this one. D'Angelo Russell out tonight for Minnesota. Make sure you're aware of that. He won't be playing due to the ankle injury that he's dealing with. He missed the Atlanta game, so he will not return tonight either in this game. I would only look to Mini. They're getting a nice number here, and there's something about Utah. I'm not comfortable laying 7 with this squad on the road at the moment. I mean, you look at some of their last few games. They squeaked by Cleveland with a 1-point win on the road as favorites, didn't cover. They were 8-point favorites at home against Boston. They only won by 7. They beat down Portland, but Portland's having their issues. They beat down the Pelicans, who stink, and they lost to New Orleans before that. So did they really beat down the Pelicans because they were playing great and they're the better team, or did they only do that because they lost to them and they wanted to save face and pride for losing to the bad Pelicans team? Utah, the game before that. Against OKC, they were 14.5-point favorites. They won by 6. They were 11-point favorites against Memphis. They lost outright. I mean, boy, it's Utah that just don't trust them right now, laying 7. I like the way Mitchell's playing. Mitchell, talked about how he struggled early, but Donovan Mitchell, the last few games, has been great. Player of the week is what he won as well in the Western Conference. He's averaging over 30 a game during this stretch, so he's feeling it at the moment. So if you want to go Donovan Mitchell, props, you could go that way. Minnesota, again, a little bit banged up. Karl Anthony Towns is going to play, but I know he's battling an injury too. He's going to play through it, and he's going to play tonight, which is important. You would like to have him on the floor against when you got a Rudy Gobert on the other side, and you are going to see him tonight in this game. So I probably will have a small bet on Minnesota here. And I would expect good effort from Minnesota. They've lost 3 in a row, 8-point loss at Washington, a tough, hard-fought loss at Brooklyn by 5. And then when they were shorthanded the other night, there was no Russell. And Karl Anthony Towns was really less than 100%, and they lost to Atlanta by 11 in that game. I think tonight you'll see a good effort from Minnesota, and maybe a good effort's enough to hang within 7 here. So I definitely would look toward the Timberwolves as home dogs before laying it with Utah. Skee, Jazz, and Timberwolves.
I'm gonna pass this one. I don't even like capping or looking at Timberwolves games really anymore because when I look at them in the morning, there's 1,000 people on the injury report every single game. You got to figure out who's gonna play. So I passed on handicapping this game when I have 13 games to cap.
Yeah, I hear you on that. The one thing I like too, Minnesota's not bad perimeter D, 32% from the 3-point line allowed for the Minnesota Timberwolves. So that might give them a chance here tonight. We know Utah can shoot it from long distance. What do you think, Dutch? Utah, Minnesota.
Yeah, man. Alfonso Scott. Well said, my guy. Well said. 2 motherfucking seconds it takes. Hit it right now. Let's get to that live. Let's get to that hundo, mando. Let's do it right motherfucking now. Yeah, man. I'm right with Ski, man, right here. To be completely honest with you, this game's a clear motherfucking backward to me because of the question marks on the Minnesota Timberwolves.
All right, Wham, Utah, Minnesota. Anything for you?
Yeah, I kind of would agree with these guys. This is a backwood, but I would say what you said as well. Ian, these guys can probably play a little bit more better defense. They do have Patrick Beverly going to play in this game. Without D'Lo down there, he's not like a known defender, but having somebody else, you could probably put in more defenders into this game to stop these guys from shooting for 3. Like you mentioned, they're actually top 3 in the league in 3-point percentage for the season. Not really so much for over the last 5 games, but they can figure it out with Patrick Beverly back.
All right, next up, Dallas and Memphis, back-to-back for the Mavericks here. Memphis 2.5 3-point home favorites, 217, 218 is the total in this game. Here's another one where a lot of injuries on the Memphis side, and that's maybe why some Dallas money coming in here tonight. But you've got Brandon Clark out. You've got Kyle Anderson, a game-time decision for the Memphis Grizzlies, of course. Who would have thunk that all it took for Memphis to go on this great win streak was get John Morant the hell out of there with that injury? It seems like ever since he went down with the injury, look at Memphis. They've all of a sudden taken off and they're playing good. They're winning games. Not only winning games, they're beating some good teams. During this stretch. Well, at least a couple. Dallas, they beat them on the road over the weekend, 97-90. They beat up Miami, although Miami, as we talked about, is a little shorthanded right now. But nevertheless, 5-0 straight up, 5-0 against the spread for the Grizzlies in the last 5 games. Dallas is on the other end of the spectrum. They're slumping. 3 straight losses straight up in ATS. One of those was a brutal one to the Pelicans, just a terrible game by them there. They lose to Memphis. So it is a short turnaround, rapid revenge spot for Dallas in this game. And then, of course, last night they cough up the lead and lose to Brooklyn here, 102-99. It's going to be interesting here. We've got Doncic apparently questionable tonight. thumb injury and an ankle injury that he's dealing with tonight. Game time decision for him. So obviously his status, very important if you're going to get involved in this game. When you look at it from a Mavericks standpoint, back-to-back situation, as I mentioned, for them. And when you look at their results this year on back-to-backs, they are 1-2 straight up, 0-3 against the spread. And they've been outscored by double digits on the second night of back-to-back games. I got to lean Memphis here. I don't love it. Not necessarily with Dallas looking to avenge a loss to Memphis over the weekend, now laying points with Memphis. Tough game overall. I don't expect to be involved, but I would prefer Memphis before I take Dallas on the back-to-back with maybe no Luka Doncic on the floor. What do you think here, Skee, Dallas and Memphis?
I don't want Dallas. I just don't like him. Luka, he's out there out of shape, not looking good. Back to back for Dallas. They're 0-3 so far against the spread this season without rest. They've only covered and won one of their last 6 games. I would just go with the team who's been playing better and a team that has more rest. So pretty easy call for me. If I have to look at it, it'll be Grizzlies.
Yeah, I mean that's the way I see it. At some point, I get it. You know, it's a little bit of a revenge spot for Dallas, but they're not playing well. They're on a back-to-back. Luka may not play. Memphis is playing well. The chemistry's clearly there. No John Morant, and all of a sudden there's team chemistry. They're sharing the ball more. It's the offense is more fluid. The defense has been terrific. Held 4 straight opponents below 100 points. That's hard to do in today's NBA. Memphis has done it the last 4 games. What do you like, Dutch? Mavs, Grizz?
Yeah, man. Shout out to our guy Banana Grapes. Our guy Turnsy going in a little bit on Luka, Fat Boy. Yeah, man. You know, he does so well, like still, you know, with the points and everything. But yeah, you know, he's my guy, so I'm trying to take it easy on him. But man, 260 plus, you know, double chaining out there and shit. Like, come on, man. He's sitting down at the same table with Zion and James motherfucking Harden. God damn it. So, you know, Luka need to, you know, focus on his conditioning. You want to talk about his thumb and his ankle? What it really is tonight is fucking conditioning because last night when they played the game, if you watch Luka play, he was, you know, fucking dead ass tired towards the end of third, towards the end of fourth quarter. Couldn't have no legs under him. I mean, they scored 37 fucking points in the fucking third and fourth quarter. In the whole second half, they had 35 in the second quarter. Now the Grizzlies are 5-0 straight up ATS in their last 5, while allowing 90 points per game in that span. Their defense has been playing fucking lights out, while averaging 116 points per game. Average margin of win has been 16 points per game. They have not had the lead in these 5 games. It's fucking amazing. Double-digit rebounds in all 5 games. Now, the Mavericks last night, the Mavericks are 27th in rebounds. We're just out-rebounded by the small-ass Brooklyn Nets by 11. Now, when these two teams just play recently, the Grizz were plus 10 in rebounds the other night. But the Grizz did have 22 turnovers and to 20 assists. So they didn't play the best basketball game, but played defense, out-rebounded and held the Mavericks to 90 points and still won the game by 7. And this is a spot you mentioned. I don't know if Luka will play or not, but they're going to be tired as fuck. They shot horrible from the three-point line last night. I don't know if that'll even get any better because those legs are going to be will be even more tired tonight. And they gave that game away, kind of a, you know, discouraging night. You know, they got to get on a plane, go to Memphis after giving a game away to the Brooklyn Nets. I could only look. I really like the Grizz here. I think they handle it at the house. Grind motherfucking city.
All right, like in Memphis, wham, Dallas, Memphis.
To make sure, there you go. Yeah, I got you. I like Memphis too here. I think there is a spot here on the props. Obviously, it's gonna be Desmond Bane. We're gonna figure out a way how we're gonna bet on Desmond Bane. We're gonna go over 20 points. So we're gonna at least have 20 points over 19.5 points at plus 142. I think he does this 4 out of the last 7 times over. He's recently does this, but I think he does this again tonight against a team where he got 29 points on the last time. Now he did have to shoot 6 threes, 4 out of the 6, 12 out of 20 in that game. So it could be some regression coming here, about 60%. You probably have a little regression, but I think he's going to still have that amount of attempts in this game. There may not be a blowout, even though you don't have Luka in the lineup. So I think this is going to be more of a competitive game. Am I going to take the points with Memphis? No, I just took the Desmond Bane to have over 19.5 points at plus money.
All right, Denver, New Orleans next up. We've got Denver 2-point road favorites, 212.5 the total. show, you can pop it up here for me on this game. Backwood time for me. Nuggets and Pelicans. They're just too banged up, Denver. I wanted to make a case for Denver. I think they got a shot to beat New Orleans. They're better than New Orleans still. Short number on the road, but they're just too banged up for my liking, this Nuggets team. They're struggling. They've got no Rivers. They've got no Will Barton. Jokic will play, but Bones Highland's on the injury report. Bull. I mean, it's just a lot of artillery out. And the Pelicans have played a little bit more competitively lately, believe it or not. So just too injury riddled right now, Denver. Lean Denver, but I'm going to stay off it. What do you think, Skee? Pelicans hosting the Nuggets.
I would be, I don't want to take the Pelicans, but,
Yeah, you do.
I'm going to just pass it because I'm really not going to bet it, but they got the rest advantage. They've been rebounding. I don't know. I would be leaning the Pelicans, but I'll pass.
Come on, man. Come on with the Pelicanos, man. Fuck the Pelicanos. Hey, this ain't no motherfucking backward. This is a paper plane full of some exotic. Believe it. I'm going to hit that motherfucker all day. Take it to the dome. Yeah, man. I love the Nuggets here. Like I said about the Wizards and the Pistons, there's levels to this shit. And now, you know what I'm saying? And now with Will Barton, he's questionable, Ian. So hopefully he'll play. And that was actually a late addition. Everything I seen was he was going to be out there. I looked at Will Barton, Joker, obviously, Monte Morris, Aaron Gordon, and Jeff Green to be enough to handle these motherfucking Pelicans. I mean, the Pelicans just ain't a good fucking team. They're 3-9 straight up in the last 12. They're allowing the opponents to shoot 37.8% from the three. They turn it over 15.5% of the time, 6th in the NBA. The Pelicans, man, yeah, they're playing a little bit better basketball. But what this really comes down to is obviously Denver needs to get a better production from their bench. All 5 starters against Chicago had double digits. Only 10 fucking points off the bench. So Zeke, fucking Jermichael Green, whoever you got to put in there, fucking they gotta get better. They gotta get better than 10 fucking points off the bench. I believe it'll happen tonight. The Pelicans kind of make a team get right, and what I look at it is the big thing here is rebounding. Now, Pelicans are towards the bottom in defense and offensive rating. But they're actually Big Val and the boys are actually really good at offensive rebounding and keeping the opponent off the offensive glass. So, Denver needs to obviously keep fucking Big Val and them boys off the offensive glass and control the defensive rebounds and then maybe get a couple offensive rebounds here and there. But really what it comes down to is Gordon got to shut down Ingram. And I think Joker will outplay Big Val and the Cavs will do the rest. And the fucking Nuggets will handle business in New Orleans. Yeah, man.
All right, liking the Nuggets here for Dutch Wham, Denver, New Orleans.
Yeah, man, this is a big fucking backwood full of some Reggie. I don't know what the hell my guy talking about. I'm joking. I'm just fucking with you. Nah, I understand. This is a big backwood. This is a big backwood for me. Not an exotic one. Nothing I want to touch at all, bro.
Straight backwood. I'm over here just smoking along. Organic plane. Yeah, man. It's organic as a motherfucker over here.
Orlando and Sacramento next. Oh, there's a beauty of a game here. Sacramento 7-point home favorites, 222.5 the total. It's a beauty though because I bet it. Believe it or not, I ain't laying 7 with Sacramento. They're talking like everything's good again. I know they beat the Clippers back to back. Give them credit for that. But now you're asking this Sacramento team to lay 7 in this game. Are you really truly ready to do that? I know I am not. You look at the Kings this year when they've been favored by a 7.5 or more. In fact, they haven't been. This is the first time all year they've been big 7-point favorites, to be honest with you. So that's not good to be able to trust them here. And look, every time someone loses to Golden State and gets blown out by them like Orlando did the other night, there's probably going to be some point spread value on them the next game because they're going to look at it and say, oh, what a terrible performance, blown out, how bad they were. Golden State's doing that to a lot of teams this year. So you don't really fault the Magic too much for getting blown out by the Warriors the other night. I think they'll come back with a stronger effort tonight in this game. Nobody likes losing by 31, even if it is against Golden State. And keep in mind before that, look what the Magic have done. Competitive loss to Philly, beat Denver as underdogs, lost by 2 to the Rockets. So they were competitive in all of those games. I think Orlando stays right in this game, start to finish, and threatens to win in outright fashion. I think there's just way too many points to trust Sacramento. Just because it's a couple of wins in a row against the Clippers, who have been maddeningly inconsistent right now. And now you're laying a price with Sacramento that they are just not. This is rarefied point spread air, to be sure. with Sacramento, and I don't buy them in it. So give me the Magic here, Orlando +7. Skee, what do you like? Orlando, Sacramento.
Can I ask y'all real quick? Did anybody have the Lakers yesterday?
No.
Oh my God, you trying to gloat over the fucking Lakers, huh?
No, I'm just asking. Like, you'll know why, but I'm looking at this game. Lakers yesterday. It was a good spot. I didn't get to talk to y'all yesterday. That's why, but it was a good spot for the Lakers. It's their second
We
game
missed
in
you.
7 days, man.
Yeah, they were
And for the
red.
Kings,
Yeah.
Kings, it's the same thing. Second game in 7 days. You probably gonna get one of the Kings' best games tonight. And the Magic, I mean, they're losing on average by 10.7 points per game. They've only won one of their last 10 games. I don't know, man. I get it. It's a lot of points, but it's a one-way ticket for me. If I'm playing, I'm laying with the Kings. And I just kind of played with the database to look up, seeing how many times this situation has happened. You got a team second game in 7 days off 2 wins versus a team on 1 day's rest. I came up with 37 times in the database since 1996 and 24 and 13 against the spread, 24 and 13 to the over. I think I agree with both here.
All right. Well, you'll never see me argue with an over with Alvin Gentry coaching one of the teams. That's for sure. I mean, they obviously always look to push pace. I don't trust the defense usually. And it was better actually defensively against the Clippers. We'll give them credit for that. But still, Sacramento's gone over in 4 of the last 6 games. So I wouldn't argue with the over, but I do argue with the side. I like Orlando here. Dutch, what do you think? Magic and Kings?
Yeah, Brandon Lugo said the Lakers need a week off before every game. Yeah, they look real good. Oh my God. Yeah, man. Hey, this is a clear backwood. And all I can think of is don't give me no Bammer weed. Hey, that's all that shit is. Backwood after backwood in
Don't
this
smoke that
motherfucker, man.
shit in the SFC.
Hey,
I
you
like
already
that
know.
shit.
Don't give me no Bammer weed. Yeah, man. I'm good on this one.
Yeah, this is definitely a card where you've got a couple of really bad teams playing each other more than once, and this is one of those games tonight. Wham, Orlando, Sacktown.
Yeah, I like the look here with Sacramento. I do think that you get another bounce back game for Tyrese Halliburton. He had 18 points in the last game. Maybe he's one of those guys that benefit off of having that rest. Doing his due diligence, figuring out his game more as the season progresses. I think this is a good spot for Wendell Carter to get a double again. So now obviously we missed a lot of the money here. Is at plus 122 when we first started. Now it's at minus 130. So I do expect them to have that, but other than that, it is a backwood. I wouldn't take anything on the side or the total.
All right, Portland and Golden State. We've got the Warriors, 14-point home favorites, 215 the total in this one. I don't know if I'm going to do it because they play Philly next, Warriors. It's a bigger game on tap, but the only way I would bet this game is the old double up, first half full game smash spot with Golden State. I mean, they want no part of Portland. I mean, even I was able to cash with the Clippers finally the other night against this Portland team. They're just absolutely dreadful, absolutely horrible right now. There's not enough words in the English language to describe the dumpster fire that is Chauncey Billups. And I'm going to say that with a muted voice because this team stinks right now, flat out. And they're also banged up beyond belief. Anthony Simons, Nasir Little, and now CJ McCollum has landed on the injury report with a rib injury and is not going to play tonight. Good news is Lillard. He's had the abdominal issues. He's expected to play tonight for the Portland Trail Blazers in this game last check. But, man, it's still very much a banged-up team going. Actually, you know what? That might not be true. Let me just double-check on that. Yeah, he's not back. He could be back Sunday. Lillard's still out. So you got a lot of issues right now for this Portland team. McCollum out, Lillard out, Anthony Simons still banged up. He is questionable. He actually might return. Same with Little, but both of them are going to be game time decisions. I don't care right now. Portland's just, for me at least, they're not backable at this point in time. I got a Golden State first half best bet winner against Orlando the other night. I lean going back in that same direction tonight with Golden State first half, if not full game as well. What do you think, Skee? Blazers, Warriors?
Yeah, there was a comment that said most of these games been backwards for y'all. We got to try to save some time, and we got 13 games. We got to save some time for our stronger opinions and get out of here before the next show.
Yeah, we only got 60 motherfucking minutes, man.
Yeah. I would probably go Golden State. I mean, I'm with you, Ian. First half, a full game. I probably would prefer the first half. I just think Portland is I mean, the roster is pretty pitiful, pathetic, however you want to call it. They just look bad out there. And looking at first half margins, last 3 games, Golden State +5, Portland -8.7. I think Golden State first half is the one I would prefer the most.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Dutch?
Yeah, man. For the people that Skee's talking about, backwood this motherfucker. Yeah. Nah, but real talk. If any of y'all motherfuckers want a real opinion on any of these other games, reach out to me, comment below, and I don't have a problem talking about it. But I'm not gonna talk about it unless I got a fucking action on it.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not hanging it a lot of this with Portland on Chauncey Billups. This is just poor roster construction and poor defense on this basketball team. It's been a staple of this team. It's not a Billups issue. This was a Stotts issue. This has been an issue with Portland basketball for years. It's more. He's the last person I'd blame, Billups, for what's going on right now with Portland. Fuck, he just got there. Give him a break. He inherited a bad situation here. What do you think here, Wham?
Yeah, I agree. I think he did inherit a bad situation. It's kind of fucked up. They have on the court issues, freaking front office issues, a lot of things just being piled onto this organization all at once, and also trade situations implementing throughout the next. So maybe that's the reason why McCollum is sitting. They don't want him to get hurt anymore. Like, maybe might be trading you for somebody for the Indiana Pacers, you know, so some shit like that, whatever. But I think this is a backwood for sure. And the guys out there that's talking shit about backwoods, you don't want us here to talk about these shitty games. And if you like that shitty game, bro, don't bet it. That's the reason why we telling you, bro. Stay away from this shit.
All right, final game here. Celtics Clippers. We've got the LA Clippers 4.5, 5-point home favorites, 210 the total. This is a tricky one. I mean, the Clippers, they took care of business against Portland, but as we just said about Portland, it's not saying much. It's been a really erratic team. They beat the Lakers, but they had some really bad losses too. The Clippers, as of late, very much an up and down bunch. Batum remains questionable. The good news is Reggie Jackson, Luke Kennard. That's what I like. I'm just riding the Luke Kennard props right now with the LA Clippers. I mentioned it on the last show about the Clippers. He's, in a great rhythm right now offensively, every single game. I mean, the other night his prop was 9.5 points. It got there easily. That's the only thing I'm going to bet in this game is Luke Kennard over his point total. That's definitely a thing that's been cashing repeatedly as of late for the LA Clippers. He's given them offense off the bench. I kind of want to take Boston, bounce back, but it is a back-to-back after the loss to the Lakers last night. They are 5-1 ATS the last 6 on the second night of a back-to-back. And I don't know if I trust the Clippers enough laying points. I trusted them against Portland laying points. Boston's a little bit better than Portland. So lean Celtics, but I'm probably going to stay off because I've had up and down reads with both of these teams this season, hit or miss with my timing, betting on or betting against these two teams. What do you think here, Skee? Celtics, Clippers?
Yeah, this is a game I didn't cap. I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna pass it to you guys.
Pass the Dutch.
Now y'all got. Go ahead, my bad. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah. Now y'all got Skee scared to say the motherfucking backwood, man. Hey, no. Whoever in the chat said raw only picks. Yeah, man. Well said. I forgot the name. My fault. But yeah, man. I gave y'all motherfucking 5 picks already that I bet on. So backwood this motherfucker. Yeah, man.
Shy show 88,
Yeah,
11. Raw picks only.
Yeah, there you go. Good shit, man.
Hey, man, but the rawest pick right now is Marcus Smart. Y'all want to play on this game? I am betting this game. Marcus Smart over 5.5 assists. Again, plus money. We're getting that plus money. Just only hitting this, bro. Plus 118 right now at FanDuel, bro. Go get your money, man.
That's what you do. Like what Wham's doing. He's been riding Smart assists. In a game like this, you don't have to bet the side in total. You can look for a prop. He likes Marcus Smart assists. I've been riding Luke Kennard for the Clippers over points lately. Go with those. I mean, why bet a side or total if you think a player prop's a better bet and a better option? And I think that Wham thinks that. I think it's a tough game from a side perspective. The more this goes up, I'm getting interested in Boston, but they're again without Jaylen Brown tonight. They are 4-0 ATS head-to-head, though, against the Clippers the last 4. They've played well against the Clippers as of late. So I still lean Boston, but I think I'm going to stay off this game from a side and total. Just go with the Kennard prop. Great stuff with Skee, with Wham and Dutch. It's a bit of a odd card, a lot of bad games more than usual for a bigger card like this, but hopefully we point you in the right direction. Hit the like button. 296 live viewers. Come on, guys, hit that like button. We appreciate it very much. We will get to best bets. We will get to Dutch's freshest look right after this. All right, Southtown 101. When you're in San Antonio, Texas, stop in. Great food, drinks, live music, DJs, karaoke, Manscaped, promo code PubSports, 20% off. Lawnmower 4.0, any Manscaped product, get 20% off with promo code PubSports. And MyBookie.ag, NBA, college basketball, NFL, college football, bowl season. It's all here. Sign up for an account at MyBookie.ag. No better time than right now. Bitcoin accepted currency for your deposit. MyBookie.ag, promo code PubSports, and get that pub rub. PubSportsRadio.com. Pub rub available, $14.99, 2 for $25. You can't get a better deal than that. Take advantage. PubSportsRadio.com. The pub rub. Get on that. All right, it's best bet time, freshest look. Skee, we'll start with you. What do you like for best bet?
I'm gonna use this one because I don't want y'all to be scared, but fade those teams that continually lose. Why are you gonna back them? They lost 5 or more games. Just fade them. And if you look at these teams that have lost 3 or more games in a row and they're road favorite for a reason. Back the Wizards minus the 5 points. They win by at least 7.
All right, there we go. I like it. Washington -5. That's one of my bets as well tonight. Washington -5 against Detroit. Best bet for a Skee Profit. Dutch, freshest look.
Yeah, man. Fade them. Fade them. Fade them. Fade them motherfucking Pelicanos. Freshest look. We're going to Bourbon Street and break out the exotics, baby, because we're going to be a mile motherfucking high. Take a full game. Denver Nuggets. That's good money.
All right, Denver Nuggets. There you go. -2 against. Do you want -2 or do you want money line?
We'll do -2. They'll win this game by double digits.
All right, Denver -2 against New Orleans. Freshest look for Dutch. Wham. Best bet.
Mute.
Damn it, you're muted.
Damn. We're gonna go with Lori Marketing. Over the 2.5 threes. Going back to play against this older team. Cash that over 2.5 threes. Lori Marketing.
The bookies didn't want you to hear. Didn't want them to hear it, bro. They didn't want to hear that one.
Laurie Markkinen, there you go. Over 2.5 threes for tonight for Wham for his best bet. And my best bet, look, the player prop worked out well last night with Aldridge. To me, there's not a side in total I love enough for a best bet tonight. So we're going to do another player prop best bet. Homecoming, not college football. We're talking NBA homecoming tonight. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Oklahoma City Thunder, over 21.5 points against the Raptors. Playing close to home, family and friends in attendance. I believe the last time OKC played in Toronto, SGA was injured, didn't play in that game. So time to make up for it. He has a big night. He just had 30 points in his return the other night against Detroit. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Oklahoma City Thunder, over 21.5 points. That is going to be my best bet for this Wednesday NBA card. And that'll wrap up this edition of the NBA Pub Up. Thanks to everybody in the chat. Hit that like button. 308 live viewers. Outstanding stuff. We appreciate each and every one of you. We got Connor Mack, Maxwell Smart, Net Profit, college basketball coming up right now here on Pub Sports Radio. For Skee, for Dutch, for Wham, I'm Ian Cameron. Have a great Wednesday night. Enjoy the games and good luck. We'll see you again tomorrow on Thursday for another edition of the NBA Pub Hub on Pub Sports Radio. Dutch, take us home.
Yeah, man. You know where it's at, Pub Sports Radio. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share the video. Comment below. Let us know. We got a big fucking card. Let us know your best bets. Let us know what you're fucking smoking on. I'll be checking in. Y'all stay fresh. Stay blessed. Let's stay putting these motherfucking bookies to rest. Yeah, man.